Come stop and take a trip down on my block, where you see hidden potential, young minds sharper than Ginsu, and ain't afraid to speak their mind if they got something against you. We standing with you, we tackle issues like civic pride. Hate will cease to exist, let's put our differences aside. From my side to your side, from Dutchtown to South Side, from Penrose to North Side, from Benton Park to Old North, the West End to West Side. We blessed when we step out, we stand down, rise up, stand together, wise up.
This is StitchCast Studio, produced by St. Louis Story Stitchers in St. Louis, Missouri.
StitchCast members sit down for a conversation about accountability in this week's episode of StitchCast Studio.
They say who that, but you already knew that. That be them story stitches, story stitches, story stitches, story stitches, story stitches.
Hello, everybody under the sound of my voice. I want to thank you for tuning in to another episode of StitchCast Studio. I'm your host, Brandon Lewis, accompanied by several members of our StitchCast. How you feeling, man?
Good, what's up?
Cooler.
Yes, sir. We ain't seen you in a minute in one of these.
What they do? I'm great.
Felt. How you feeling, man?
What up, cool.
Chilly chill, bro. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we took, I don't want to call it a super serious turn, but we did decide to have a conversation about something that we think really matters. Sometimes the podcasts are lighthearted. Sometimes, we are talking about heavy topics. But this time we actually want to talk about accountability. Our ability to accept accountability, our ability to hold ourselves accountable. Which one is harder? So to start it off, how do y'all feel like y'all handle accountability? And you like you could rate it on a scale of 1 to 10.
Like a 5.
A 5? Felt why you said it?
Cause I take accountability, but I don't at the same time.
Felt what that look like for you?
Like when I'm mad and I know I'm wrong, I don't like to accept I'm wrong.
Felt. Yeah. And what does accepting accountability look like for you?
We just owning up to some stuff.
Felt, that's real. What about y'all?
I feel like I'm like a 6, 7, 6.5.
Word.
Really depend who I'm talking to. Lately, I've been trying to, after these like past 4 weeks, I've been trying to better my accountability. So like I could at least have a higher number than I originally had from the beginning. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Felt. That's real.
I'd say I'm more like a 7, maybe an 8, because I done got better with it over the last couple of years, but I still suffer from admitting it whenever I'm wrong, like owning up to whatever it is that I need to own up to. But most of the time I still put that aside and, do better with that now. I done got better with that, so.
Most of I feel that.
For me, I would probably say an 8 in terms of, at this point, it's just learning how to set boundaries for myself. And not to indulge in certain things that I know that I shouldn't be indulging in, which can be a wider range of things at some point. But I would say overall, especially in the last couple of years, I've gotten way better in terms of accountability and holding myself accountable, because nothing's gonna happen and nothing's gonna get resolved if I were to point the finger. So
most of I agree with that. I was actually gonna say I was a 9. But after hearing you say that, I would say I'm an 8 as well, because I wasn't considering the things that I indulge in that I know I shouldn't indulge in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We all do it.
Yeah, for sure. And it's definitely some things that that I know I need to be better in. You know what I'm saying? But being better requires sacrifice that I'm not always willing to make. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For the specific things that I know I need to be better in. So yeah, that's real. Do y'all think it's harder to hold yourself accountable, or is it harder when somebody else is holding you accountable?
I feel like it get harder when somebody basically forcing you to, like be accountable. But when they let you make the decision to own up on your own, I feel like it get easier. Like I feel like maybe it's like a pride thing, somebody telling you, you're wrong, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I know that, but now you saying it make me not want to admit that I'm wrong. Like,
exactly.
I feel that. What y'all think?
Yeah, like how you was saying, so I plan on doing the dishes one day, and then my mom would be like, go do the dishes. I don't feel like doing it. Then since you telling me to do that. So yeah, and then it makes me try thinking deeper into myself, like, oh, I know I'm wrong. How they know I'm wrong? Because I must have been doing something like real deep bad or something like that. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
To be honest, I would say for me, it's more holding myself accountable, especially, the more I embark on my own spiritual journey and my own journey getting in tune with the artist that I am and setting up those times and that space for me to create, which does take accountability for sure, because if you don't take the time and create that space for that creativity to flow, then it's not going to happen in any other way. So that relies upon you specifically. But whenever I find myself in a group, I feel like it's a little easier, because growing up, I've always catered towards other people rather than my own individuality. So it's just me coming into terms with what I want to do as an individual and what I want to create as an individual, and actually having the confidence and taking the time and creating the space to do so.
That's real. I would say the same. I find it harder when I'm holding myself accountable, because I typically hold myself to a higher standard than the people around me. So even if people like if people feel like something that I just did wasn't that bad, but I feel like I completely betrayed my integrity by doing that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's rougher for me than when somebody feel like I did something bad and I don't feel like it was that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, it's definitely I'm essentially harder on myself than outside forces are on me. So I find it harder holding myself accountable. Do you think that you could make a genuine apology if you don't see wrong in what you did?
No.
He said immediately, absolutely not.
That's a little tough, especially if that apology has to be towards somebody that I can't really trust. Especially in terms of somebody, when I say trust, it's like somebody that will call me out on, any type of BS that I'm going through at all. Not everybody is willing to do that. And sometimes people are willing to project on you and then expect an apology from you.
Yeah. So I feel like it get like when it's like you said, when it's somebody that you know is genuine and they're not just trying to manipulate you into agreeing to whatever they saying. Like when you know that they got your best interest at heart and they don't mean no harm, then yeah, I could hear them out and see what they saying, and maybe it'll help me understand why they feel like I'm wrong. But if I don't feel like I did nothing wrong initially, I can't just come up with one in my head. I'm like, I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? I can't.
I mean, like, show me where I'm wrong at.
Yeah, like if you can make it make sense to me, then maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Because I want to improve as well. So it's like, just help me out. If you're not willing to help me out, then I can't apologize the way that you want me to.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's that time again. Time for another StitchCast Studio Arts Interlude. That's right, it's time to pick the city up. This week, we have a Story Stitchers original song entitled Victor, Not Victim.
Perception.
Your perception.
Yeah.
Always reality.
I could complain, but that ain't really my motto. What often we do what we gotta. To survive, you got too much pride, better swallow. Ain't talk about pills or a bottle. See many people lose purpose all over a bottle. Keeping up with a bravado. Mentally, I'm in a cage. I just want my name to mean something. Go give me a bravo. Applause for me, I give all of me. And this art that's deep in my arteries. It's a part of me and part of me. Outgoing people who stood tall on me ain't as tall as me. Taking care of myself and to tell you and call on me. Same ones who wouldn't take the fall for me. Same ones who try to come fall on me. Peel back the layers and see I'm approaching. Keep on battling all these emotions. Thoughts in my mind, y'all ain't got no motion. I'll be alright by this time in the morning. Always to see you ain't pitching me growing. Y'all are not me and right now it's showing. I went from broke, no hill on the stove, to dark the road and made it a rose.
Your perspective, your perception ain't reality. It's that victor, not victim, that's the mentality. That's how I vibe and now I walk through this society. Even through all the trials and tests that be trying me.
I've been working on my health though. Nothing wrong with mental health goals. Say the health is where the wealth grow. Call that the mental health flow.
You bet the lens for real. Can you see, can you feel? I'm knowing what feeling to heal. Self-crime in the field. From mental health to mental wealth. From victim to victor, gon' help myself. From mental health to mental wealth. From victim to victor, gon' help myself.
This world is crazy and wild, like what's going on in my mind? So many doubters, so many haters, that the good ones be hard to find. Some people will just just wanna complain. As for myself, I stay on the grind, trying to get out of the dark and go my way into the light and watch as I shine. Lord, please, I pray that you give me some peace. Some folks turn their pain to violence, so I keep myself out of the streets. They wanna hold in what they feel, but you gotta release all the heat. Cause everyone got their problems, it's just all about how you receive. And I ain't going out sad though. Straightened up my mental so that I can get this bag, bro. Like keep moving forward, but I can't stay being mad though. Gotta keep my head up, and that's word up to my dad, bro.
Your perspective, your perception ain't reality. It's that victim, not victim, that's the mentality. That's how I vibe and now I walk through this society. Even through all the trials and tests that be trying me.
I can complain, but that ain't really my thing. Hop back on my feet and get busy. Too many days I showed it the pain that's against me while acting like it ain't no biggie. Feel like my soul be going to trial, feel like my brain be trying to convict me. Court of emotion, my feelings the jury, my heart is the lawyer that's trying to defend me. We make a case for how I shouldn't be in the place that they trying to send me. Willing to wait a while, cause I know it's gonna be a long day if they tell me I'm guilty, whatever the verdict. I feel temptation of falling apart, still I keep it solid. That's how I handle the problems compiling, but let me be honest, look, they ain't got no award for that. Still worth going to war for that. Still worth taking the pain and the guilt that you married to court and divorcing that. Proud of myself cause I ain't never fold. Picked up a pen, played a beat and I roll. Make sure they know when my story gets told. I put pressure to coal and I glitter like gold.
Your perspective, your perception ain't reality. It's that victim, not victim, that's the mentality. That's how I vibe and now I walk through this society. Even through all the trials and tests that be trying me.
I've been working on my health though. Nothing wrong with mental health goals. Say the health is where the wealth grow. Call that the mental health flow.
You bet the land's for real. Can you see, can you feel? I'm knowing what feeling to heal. Self-crime in the field. From mental health to mental wealth. From victim to victim, gon' help myself. From mental health to mental wealth. From victim to victim, gon' help myself. From mental health to mental wealth. From victim to victim, gon' help myself. From mental health to mental wealth. From victim to victim, gon' help myself.
So like different people are offended by different things.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And even if for example, some women find the term female offensive.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, it's a thing. So
I've encountered some.
They feel like the term female is offensive because it's not humanizing.
Because it says male at the end or like that.
No, because you don't. Because like, being a female doesn't necessarily mean you're a person.
Yeah.
You could be a female dog or a female giraffe.
She was like, it was a girl I was talking to, and I said it. She was like, "Can you not say females? It seemed like you labeling us as species or something." I'm just like, that's not even what it is.
And we are a species, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to linger on it too heavy because ain't no women here to, you know what I'm saying,
to back that
provide any context. But what I will say is, even though like, and I have encountered women like that, but even though I don't understand, you know what I'm saying, why that's offensive to you or why you make the connection of, like, even if I was to say girl or boy, you know what I'm saying, you got girl dogs, you got boy dogs, you know what I'm saying. So I feel like by that logic, just about any pronoun that you can put on a person, you can put on a dog. You know what I'm saying. So by that logic, none of the pronouns should be okay with you. But I see that you don't see things that way. So even though I don't understand why exactly this is offensive, I do apologize for how my words made you feel. And I know going forward to not refer to you as a female, but I'm not going to eliminate the whole word from my vocabulary or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
I think it depends on the context too, because there are a lot of the quote unquote like alpha males that will call women female in a way of like degrading them.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah,
you made me realize, I think it was the second week or something, we was having a little conversation and it was like, just try to apologize to some people, even if you don't feel like it's wrong in your own eyes. It's their truth, and if it's like, if they don't like it, is it really worth the time to try arguing about shit?
We were talking about picking our battles.
Yes.
Right, for sure. And to clarify, I was talking specifically about somebody you in a relationship with.
But that goes back to,
and not just a romantic relationship, you know what I'm saying, but like just the type of relationship that you want to nurture and that you want to continue to be a good relationship.
I get it, but picking your battles goes for anybody,
Yeah, for sure.
Because
for sure.
If she don't like being called a female, I ain't finna have no conversation on that. I ain't no female myself.
Yeah, most definitely. And I don't really care enough to call you a female to argue over the right to call you a female.
Exactly. I got better things to be arguing about.
Yeah, for sure. So I have used apologies in that way to just like avoid the whole fight because I don't feel like it's worth the energy that it takes. You know what I'm saying?
And it doesn't make you weak and trying to like. It's not just at all. Like it makes you more wise, not trying to take your energy onto something.
Yeah, in my opinion, it does. But the argument could be made: is that a genuine apology? If I gave it for the sake of avoiding this fight or this argument.
I mean, sometimes people in the long run, they're gonna be like, you know what, you right. It probably was best to avoid that little confrontation. But some people just like to argue. So then again,
for sure.
It really depends on the person.
For sure. Do y'all think accountability can exist without consequences, or are consequences necessary for fostering real accountability?
I feel like the feeling of holding yourself accountable already is a consequence. So I don't feel like it's necessary for no further actions to be,
I feel that.
taken.
It depends on like what you taking accountability for.
Right, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So, I do think that for some people will punish themselves. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
some people will, but not everybody has such a strong conscience or such a moral, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Withstanding. And even for people that do punish themselves, I feel like the punishment really only happens until you're desensitized from doing the thing. You know what I'm saying? After a while, you're gonna stop feeling bad about it.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If let's say something, let's take something like cheating. Let's say your girl cheat on you, she feels super duper bad, you know what I'm saying? Somehow y'all work it out and y'all move forward, right? And then she slip up again, cheat on you again. She might feel bad, but I don't think she's gonna feel as bad as she felt the first time.
Right, yeah.
And more importantly than that, the further y'all go along, eventually I feel bad about that thing goes away.
If you know you're gonna keep forgiving her.
Well, even in that situation, you gotta take accountability for your own actions too. Like, what am I supposed to do? How can I respond to that?
Most
and in some cases, if the connection is strong enough, then yeah, we can get through it. But if not, don't lie to yourself and just move on, because you're still accountable for your feelings and how you feel towards that, and your actions after that, that experience happens.
Yeah.
So if you don't take accountability for that, then you're putting yourself in the position to, get walked on in a way.
For sure.
Somebody will start using you.
Yeah. And let's clarify that taking accountability doesn't mean merely acknowledging that you did something wrong.
Yeah,
that in itself is not
It's
accountability.
action. Yeah.
You feel me? Exactly. Accountability is actually putting in the effort to do better going forward and to be better going forward, to actually change and make amends for what was done. You know what I'm saying? When we was looking up the word accountability, a synonym for it was responsibility. So when you say I'm taking accountability of messing up this situation, you're saying I will take the responsibility of dealing with whatever the ramifications were for messing this thing up. So that's the difference. So with that being said, does that change y'all perspective on whether or not consequence is necessary for somebody to genuinely take responsibility and to put action into being better?
I think consequence is inevitable. At the end of the day, regardless if you take accountability or not, honestly.
You probably get less consequences if you take accountability, but like you still gonna get some consequences. Like going back to what you were saying about the cheating part. Yeah, the first time I could mess up, but if we still going back on good terms, the relationship ain't gonna be the same like it was before the cheating, right? So that's still like a consequence still. So consequences are inevitable, like in general.
When I think of the word consequence, I don't really think of it as a negative thing.
Yeah.
Consequence is just the actions that come after that.
I feel like
so. It's like if I take when I say like I'm gonna take accountability for something, the consequence after that, if I actually do take accountability, may be positive. But if I don't take accountability, then that's going to be negative consequences for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So especially if it's something I need to be accountable for.
So like action, reaction, more like
for sure.
That's real. Do y'all think taking accountability is ever a bad thing?
No.
So
if you under a manipulation, like if they trying to make you be accountable for something you didn't do for real, or that you not wrong.
So false accountability,
basically.
Accountability.
Yeah.
Yeah,
false
like
accountability.
If somebody did something wrong and they're trying to place it upon you, I'm not taking accountability for that. Because at the end of the day, if they're pushing away accountability, like you said, they're pushing away their responsibility and now trying to make that my responsibility when I have nothing to do with it. It's like in a car accident, if somebody hit you while you're at a red light and you're doing what you're supposed to do, but they kept going like it was a green light and they tried to throw that upon you, then obviously you're gonna get mad. I'm not gonna take accountability for that. I was doing my job.
That was your fault.
Right.
And don't argue with me, argue with my insurance people. That's real. So taking accountability when you don't deserve accountability is a bad thing.
It is a bad thing. And then I know I guess like some parents be making their kids do that sometimes too. So it could be taught as well, false accountability. I feel like that's a bad thing.
Yeah, most of. All right, so let me ask y'all this. You know, a lot of times, like, let's take the law, right? The law is not always a good indicator for what's right and wrong.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That we should break the law?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Are you talking more like the justice system? Like if you feel like you ain't do something wrong, but the jury's still saying you wrong.
So basically what I'm saying is let's say we lived in like the when did the Holocaust happen?
Like
early 1900s.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's say we lived during that time.
1939 through the 1945.
Got you. Okay. So during that time, it was illegal to hide Jewish people in your house.
Yes.
That's illegal. That's a law. If I break this law, should I take accountability? I knew it was the law before I broke it.
So you're saying if it's against your morals and you feel like it's right to
if you're breaking somebody else's rules because their rules are contrary to your own moral compass, is it right or wrong to take accountability for breaking these rules?
I think that comes to common sense because we're thinking about Nazi Germany, and that was a very immoral society.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like, if anything, how I take accountability is by standing up against that.
So that
regardless of the repercussions.
So you're saying be more loyal to your moral compass than
and also that's common sense too. Like,
but it wasn't common then.
Well, also the citizens didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. I was just about to say, and to paint a full picture of it, there was a lot of propaganda. Like people were led to believe that Jewish people was the cause of a lot of really bad things.
So that goes back to that one question you did where if a lot of people believe something is true and you think it's wrong, should you start believing it's true, or should you stay with your own truth? So
I think as a human being, where our main accountability is to constantly question things.
Yes, and I feel like if you was in that situation, I feel like you need to put yourself in that position. Like, what if I was a Jew? You know?
Well, also, like, this isn't like just
not
getting killed.
Jews,
like you're getting tortured.
But like in general, like real life things. You know what I mean?
And the people that was hiding Jews were being punished for that too.
Yes.
So it's not like I'm doing this without risks of my own life.
Because that's treason too. They label that as treason.
They do commit treason like a lot. But I don't know, because is it like, are you wrong for hiding someone because you feel like it's true?
Or essentially, if there are two lists of rules that exist and you break one to uphold the other, is that right or wrong?
I mean, legally it's wrong, right? But if you believe it's not wrong, is not wrong morally to your own self because that's like your own truth.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be more loyal to my moral compass.
Yes.
Than my than
talking about in that situation back then.
In general. Now,
okay.
in all honesty, I want to believe I'm the type of person that would have hidden Jews. You know, that would have fought against what I felt like was wrong.
I mean, you would have to hide too.
You feel me? You feel me? The fact of the matter is, it's a lot different when you know they in your face with it. Like, yo, I heard you got some Jews in here. What's up with that?
Yeah, because they didn't play back then, though.
They didn't.
You gotta understand who you dealing with.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that was
Germany.
extreme.
Yeah.
That was extreme. As a history student too, that I love history. Like we learned about it, and it's like it was pretty bad.
What if I got a whole family and I'm just jeopardizing my family for like 2 people?
Nah, for real.
That's true.
Felt. Yeah. All right. Tell me about a time that y'all had to take accountability.
This morning,
Word, what you do?
just make sure I do what I need to do throughout the day.
Something deeper than that.
Oh, I'm just like, okay. All right.
You want like a full-edged story?
Yep.
I'll go.
I cheated back in 2020, and when it happened, it was just at a point where I was like, you know what? Yeah, that I'm sorry.
You just didn't care. You saying?
Huh?
You just didn't care. That's what you mean? Like you was
I wouldn't say I didn't care. It was just like it happened, and you know how anytime you get in that situation, you could try to lie it off. It was just like I didn't even bother. It was just like, yeah.
I mean, at least you was honest.
Was you just like, sorry?
No, I was straight up. I was just like, yeah. I kind of went on this monologue where I was like, hey, if you want to call it quits, then I completely understand because that's on me. So
you laid a guilt trip.
Huh?
So you laid a guilt trip, basically.
Not really. Like, no, I was just being honest. I was just like, it's
That's
my
not
bad.
accountability then if you manipulated her into guilt
No,
trip.
I wasn't even trying to manipulate at all. Like, I was just letting her know. I was like, yeah, like I did that. Like, my bad.
Guilt trip.
Like,
okay.
But also to put in context, it was the second time it happened.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was a different me.
So what'd you
back
do the
then.
first time?
Oh man.
So
What happened? No, I cheated twice.
How did you go about it the first time when she?
The first time was worse.
Oh,
the first time was worse. It was basically I had
Was this
two
the second
girlfriends.
time you
It was basically I had two girlfriends at once.
Was this with the same girl?
Huh?
You cheated twice with the same girl?
Yeah, it was
Like,
the same
on the
person.
same girl?
Yeah,
I
it
mean-
was the same person.
Felt. Dang.
Yeah, it was with an ex. But funny because I cheated on my ex with the person I was with
you
at the time. It was a weird, bro. It was
with the other.
Yeah, it was. This was a different. I was built different then.
This is before you found Buddha.
This was Dallas, Texas.
This was before any lick of spirituality came into consciousness.
So was she like, nah, it's over?
The first time it was a couple of days of contemplating. Then eventually we're like, yeah. And then the second time it was just like, yeah, I can't do it. That's why I said what I said. I was like, yeah, it was the second time. I was just like, that's on me.
Like it's the first time. What led you to tell her?
You told her?
I didn't tell her. I got caught.
Oh,
both
man,
times.
I'm thinking you came to her like,
Nah.
yeah, I did this thing to you.
Nah.
Damn, dang, bro. I'm thinking you came to her.
Nah.
You got caught.
So, how you get caught?
How I get caught?
Yeah.
Screenshot over text.
I thought it was
sent it to her.
So the girl you was cheating with sent it to you.
Yeah.
Oh,
dang, why she do that? Blue said, I hate when that happens.
Because after it happened, she was asking me to hang out, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I see what you were trying to do. Okay, like if you're not mine, then nobody can have you." Type situation.
Oh, dang.
That type
so
of
you was like,
situation.
no, I ain't trying to do all that. And
Yeah, I was like, no. It was just
so
like
she was like, oh, really?
The second time was just like a little bit of flirting, but it was it wasn't even anything too bad, but it shouldn't have happened.
So it was more like subtle.
Wait, so the second time you wasn't even like.
The second time I didn't even like see this person.
So how was
at
you
all.
cheating?
It was just through text.
Through text, like
So you was flirting with somebody else?
Yeah.
I don't consider that cheating.
What?
Like, don't get me wrong. I do. It is bad. Like, I think it's cheating adjacent.
So if your girl,
I wouldn't. I guess it was a violation of
So
trust.
how would you
Yeah,
react
for sure.
if you caught your girl texting
Oh,
another
I'd be
man?
pissed. I'm saying that like I wouldn't walk around saying, that I got cheated on if like it was like light flirting and stuff like that.
Well, I'm me walking around if I got cheated on saying that either way.
He said, well, I ain't saying it either way.
I'm gonna keep that to myself. But I mean, like, well, most relationships have their own different type of rules and boundaries.
If I get cheated on, I'm making a song.
A song? I get you.
Diss her.
Oh.
Dang. I didn't heard some dishes like that.
I heard people use voice messages and they raps and stuff.
Voice messages?
Yeah.
Voice messages?
Yeah, like voice messages from their ex's song. Like the intro or something like that.
So
I'm finna let the world know she a neck.
I'm weak. So what about everybody else, bro? Nah, hold on, bro. We still on you real quick. No, I'm just playing.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
but dang, bro, it was just texted. Like how? What was the worst thing that was said?
She shouldn't have broke up with you for that.
a pic of me flexing, I guess, after I was working out.
He had no shirt on.
No shirt, yeah. Literally, that was it.
You ain't had no shirt on?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was it.
Nah, you out of there, bro. You out of there. Yeah, you too close. It's too much. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Again, this was a different me, though. So I made sure I held myself accountable for these last couple of years. Huh?
How she get the screenshot?
The girls
she was being messy. That girl was being messy.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Do you regret on what you did, or you feel like that was more like a learning process?
It was a learning process. Okay. I don't regret anything at the end of the day.
I get you.
Because if I were to look back and be with that person and knowing who I am now, it probably wouldn't have worked out because I'm a completely different person than
and it didn't
who
work
I
out
was
for
then.
a reason. So
yeah, exactly.
I get it.
And if anything, that was kind of like that whole moment. If it wasn't for that moment, I probably wouldn't be spiritual at all because that moment was a couple months before COVID happened. So, and COVID was kind of the main thing that drove me.
And it probably made you focus on stuff more while you was more solitary to yourself.
If anything, that was the moment that told me to practice accountability a lot more and actually took that as a practice.
So are you grateful that it happened then?
I'm grateful for everything that happened.
So you grateful?
Good or bad, honestly. You know, I just take it as it is. And at this point, it's all about adapting.
I get it.
And being able to learn. Like, I fail at being accountable if I don't learn from that situation.
I mean, yeah, I get it.
Exactly.
Story Stitch's creative youth development programs are supported in part by the Lewis Prize for Music's 2021 Accelerator Award. The mission of the Lewis Prize is to partner with leaders who create positive change by investing in young people through music. Additional support for StitchCast Studio and Story Stitch's programs is provided by the Regional Arts Commission, the City of St. Louis Office of Violence Prevention, in partnership with the St. Louis Board of Aldermen through the 2024-2025 programs to reduce crime among at-risk youth, and Tegna Foundation. St. Louis Story Stitcher Studio, the center, is supported in part by Kranzberg Arts Foundation, where Story Stitchers is a proud resident organization. Thank you for listening.
They say who that, but you already knew that. That be them story stitches. Story stitches, story stitches, story stitches, story stitches.